What's up guys, it's Will here, back again. And today we're here to unbox and review the Hot Toys Darth Maul 2.0. That's right, the Hot Toys Darth Maul 2.0 is finally here. The original Hot Toys Darth Maul released back in 2019, and Hot Toys have since decided to create a new and improved version. But is it actually better? Today we find out. But before we get started, I would appreciate it if you drop me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel as well, and click the notification bell down below so you're notified when content goes live here. I picked up a second version of this figure from Comic Concepts with the Sith Speeder, so make sure to check them out via the link in the description below. They have excellent prices and customer service, and you can use my code WillFox for $10 off of any order, unlimited usage. That said, today we see if Darth Maul 2.0 is worth the hype. Darth Maul's packaging is pretty typical of Hot Toys. This figure is not a DX, so the unboxing experience is not as premium as the Darth Maul 1.0. The front of the box sports a badass photo of the figure in a fight pose sporting the angry sculpt, and you have a decorative cover that shows Maul looking badass with his probe droid on the front and with his cloak and lightsaber on the side. There's two layers of packaging. The top layer houses the figure, angry head sculpt, weapons, and hands. The bottom layer houses the display base, probe droid, and cloak. Let's take this figure out of the box and place him on the rotating turntable. Straight out of the box, standing Darth Maul up on his display base with his lightsaber attached to his belt. I am over the moon with how this looks. The Ray Park likeness is incredible. The tailoring, the paint applications. This figure is a dream come true for me, and I'm so excited to be reviewing it for you guys today. I am just over the moon with this stoic head sculpt. What about the angry sculpt? Surprisingly amazing also, because I'm not usually one to go with the angry sculpt on my figures, but for this Darth Maul figure, I am legitimately torn which one I'm going to display. And I think it's really going to depend on whether you want a dynamic pose or a stoic one. But let's take Darth Maul off the rotating turntable and take a look at all of his accessories. So I just wanted to showcase the rolling eyeball feature here real quick. You can see the head sculpt, I gave him a little bit of side eye looking to the left-hand side. You do have two little independent moving levers or switches, I guess you could call them, in the back. This is the case with pretty much every Hot Toys figure, and this should be the standard for every Hot Toys figure because you can give it so much expression, change the personality of the figure entirely just by adjusting the eyes. So I love this. It's a little bit difficult to do on camera, so I'll, sort of lock in the eye position with different poses as I mentioned, but for now, damn, this is just, I love this. So this is our probe droid, and again, I'm reviewing the Darth Maul today without the Sith Speeder, and I think this probe droid is still pretty cool, even though it would really go super well with the Sith Speeder. It's one plastic piece, one sculpted piece. It does have a clear acrylic pole and a black little base that you can plug it into, just so you can have it standing next to Darth Maul if you wish. This thing is pretty cool. Again, there's a lot of detail, very similar to the original release, but it gets the job done. It looks good. It doesn't feel like super high quality, but it certainly looks the part, and it doesn't light up or anything, but you don't really need it to. It looks great. So this is an interchangeable gauntlet for Darth Maul. This is what you would put on him if you had him in his cloak and you had him tracking Obi-Wan and Anakin and Qui-Gon through the desert, and this would be the best way to do that with this gauntlet. It does feel like it's die cast in these metal components here. It's very cold to the touch, which I really like. I'm not sure if it is or not, but it certainly looks the part regardless. It is a sculpted piece for the rest of it, painted in black, and you just slide it over the forearm there once you pop the hand off, and you're good to go. So really cool accessory piece if you decide to pop that cloak on Darth Maul. So here we have Darth Maul's cloak, and I love this thing. The fabric choice is awesome. It is so soft and feels very high quality. What I also love is that there are actually wires all over the hood, so you can adjust the hood to your liking to make sure it sits flush and natural on Darth Maul. And you of course have wires down the front as well, and even wires on the sleeves, which are awesome. You don't have wires on the bottom here, but you do have wires everywhere else. So really love this cloak. We're going to put it on Darth Maul in just a little bit, but hopefully it sits over the horns on the head pretty flush. That's the only thing I'm slightly concerned about, but the feel of it feels very good. So here we have Darth Maul's USB-C powered light up saber. I went ahead and applied the blades into the lightsaber. The wire is stuck into the middle of the hilt, and you just plug it into the back of the power pack here, and you have to use your own USB-C cable, unfortunately. So it's off. Let's try turning it on right now. And that's on. It's not bad. It certainly could be better. I mean, I've seen a lot of lightsabers out there in the custom world that are much better than this, but I will say I do like the direction this is headed. It does make a difference in the display, and I do think these USB-C powered lightsabers are far superior to the battery ones we had in the past. So I do think we're moving in the right direction, and I hope Hot Toys in the future decides to upgrade their lightsabers, but it's certainly not bad. You can see it lights on both sides here. One cable powers both sides with LEDs, so pretty cool. So we're gonna turn it off and on. That's on, now we're off, now we're on. So there definitely is a noticeable improvement, and I think they're moving in the right direction, so I still like this. And here we have Darth Maul's binoculars, and what you can see here are some gold bits, silver, black, and a little bit of red, and even some other colors as well on the top here. So I really like this. These binoculars I think are going to work really well. If you use the cloak and the probe droid, you can really create a cool display with Darth Maul hunting the Jedi, which I think is a pretty cool look for him. So I really like this. You got, again, gold, silver, black, some red, a lot of cool paint applications, weathering effects all over it. It definitely feels cold to the touch in certain areas, making me think that there's some sort of die-cast components in there, but it's hard to tell definitively. Still, it looks great. This thing is awesome. Very cool accessory. I do like this. What I love that Hot Toys did here is that they went ahead and included a USB-C powered lightsaber that is only half of Darth Maul's hilt. It has the singed look on the top there, as you can see, where Obi-Wan cut it in half. So if you want to have Darth Maul holding just half of his lightsaber when he was fighting Obi-Wan, you can absolutely do that. You can plug the blade in, plug it in via USB. It's the same light up features, same brightness, all that, same detail on the actual hilt. Pretty awesome. Really like that Hot Toys did go a little bit of the extra mile here to give you some versatility and option. So what's super cool is that they actually gave you a Darth Maul hilt that you can clip to the belt, or maybe you want to plug in the blades and not light them up, whatever your preference is. You can do this because they give you a lightsaber that does not have a USB wire running through it, so it's pretty cool. I did apply the clip that actually attaches to the belt. You can detach the saber here in the middle, and what you can do, let me show you something real quick. So you can take this little singe piece like what I was just showing you and plug that into the back end of the hilt, so then you have the half hilt without the USB-C light up. So pretty cool. Again, if you want to go with the half hilt look for space reasons or for whatever pose you're going for, you can, and you have that singe look right there. Pretty cool. So here we have Darth Maul's swooshy red blades, and I do always enjoy that they include these. I do like that, but I literally never use them. To me, if I'm going to have Darth Maul in a pose that's fighting or combative or dynamic in some way, I'm still probably going to have the regular lightsaber blades on there so I can light them up with USB-C and make it look a little bit more uniform. You can still do that with these, but it's not going to look quite as good. They are pretty cool, but to me, they're always going to look a little plasticky and toyish to me. So hands galore. This figure comes with pretty much everything you're going to need. Relaxed hands, binocular holding hands, lightsaber holding hands, fist hands, force pushing hands. Pretty much all the hands are there. They're pretty cool. The texture on them is all plastic, but it really does make it look lifelike because it shows like sort of like a glove-like texture. That's what it's meant to mimic. So it looks like there's wrinkling in the gloves, and it's actually pretty cool, but they are actually plastic. They just pop on via the wrist pegs per usual with Hot Toys figures, but their hands, everything you need is there. Showcasing these two figures side by side, it's pretty clear which one is better. The 2.0 is an improvement in virtually every single way. Tailoring, proportions, and most importantly, head sculpt. The head sculpt on the 2.0 is much narrower, lifelike, and accurate to Ray Park's likeness. The paint applications are vastly improved, and the head sculpt is more secure because it uses a standard attachment system rather than magnets. At the end of the day, art is subjective, but the Hot Toys Darth Maul 2.0 is clearly the better figure in my eyes. Is it worth selling your original version for the new one? I say 1000% yes. If you can afford to sell your 1.0 and pay another $150 to $200 more for the 2.0, I think it's absolutely worth it. I think the upgrades justify the price of admission, but only you can make that determination. If you want the best, most lifelike 1/6 scale representation for Darth Maul in your collection, the Hot Toys 2.0 Maul is the figure to get, and it will be for the foreseeable future. This Hot Toys Darth Maul 2.0 figure is amazing. Darth Maul is one of my favorite Star Wars characters, and I've been dying to get this one in my collection ever since its announcement. The head sculpt is one of Hot Toys' best that they've ever done. I prefer the stoic sculpt over the angry one, but both are amazing, and it feels like an absolute shame to keep one of them in the box. They're both incredible. Mark my words, this figure will end up being one of the best figures of 2025. The tailoring is improved from the 1.0, you have 2 USB-powered lightsabers, a display base that's overly large but just as cool as the original, and best yet, an insane amount of presence. Darth Maul's cloak I'm slightly conflicted on. It's a bit of a chore to get it to sit naturally due to the horns. However, it's fully wired, so if you put the time in, you will get it to look the way you want it, mostly. My cloak game isn't perfect, but this figure gives me something to work on. This Darth Maul figure is a dream come true for me, and for those who want to cling to their 1.0 version, I respect that. If you feel the upgrades are not worth it, that's fair. To me, I think the difference is night and day, and I'm happy I got the 2.0, which I feel is an incredible work of art. The 1.0 was good for its time, but 2.0 takes things to the next level. This figure is simply next level for Hot Toys, and immediately is one of my favorites in my entire collection. I'm gonna give Hot Toys Darth Maul 2.0 a 10 out of 10. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you're notified when content goes live here. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.